With the Golden Globes just a few days away, it is time to predict the winners, and this is where we're going to start to get some answers to award season questions. Is The Brutalist going to be a dominant force throughout all of award season? Is Anora going to be able to hold on to its status as the frontrunner for many people? Is this where Amelia Perez surges into the winning conversation? And I would just like to preface this with saying the Golden Globes are not the answer to absolutely everything. Not every winner will always translate to the Oscars. Just 2 years ago, Everything Everywhere did not win Picture, Director, or Screenplay at the Golden Globes, and it of course went on to win those three categories and a few others at the Oscars. So if the film you are rooting for does not win here, that does not mean it is entirely out of the conversation. So I'm going to start here with some of the less important categories and work my way up to the picture categories. So starting here in original song, I really think this just is a two-horse race between the two Amelia Perez songs. Either way, Amelia Perez is winning a Golden Globe right here. I don't really think Kiss the Sky from the Wild Robot is the type of film to go and win this award, especially when these international voters of the Golden Globes are going to be putting all of their weight into Amelia Perez. I think this is really going to just come down to which one of these two songs wins. And I am pretty conflicted here. On one hand, Mi Camino seems like the more traditional pick for a best song win. It's the more poppy one. It's sung by Selena Gomez. El Mal, on the other hand, is a lot of whisper singing and talk singing, and it is Zoe Saldana singing it, so it doesn't feel like your normal best song winner, but at the same time, El Mal is the one that leaves the biggest mark in the movie. So I wonder if these voters are just going to take in what they see in the film and say El Mal is the one that left the biggest impact. If they're the type to go and listen to these songs on repeat after the film, they may gravitate more towards Mi Camino because of the fact that that is the more traditionally poppy song that normally wins these awards. However, because of the impact in the film, I am going to say El Mal takes this here. Either way, the song that wins here at the Golden Globes, I think, is going to become the frontrunner for the Oscar. Best score, I honestly think this is a pretty easy one to pick. I don't think Challengers is the type of score to win with this group, the more international cinephile crowd, and because Dune Part 2 missed a few categories, director being the big one, I don't think they're going to give Dune Part 2 the win for score. That really boils it down to The Brutalist versus Conclave, and I just feel like The Brutalist is going to be the one with all of the momentum here in every category it's in, really, but especially here in score. If you just listen to that opening track, it's enough to take the award by itself. So I think The Brutalist, because it's going to have a pretty big presence here at the Golden Globes, I think The Brutalist takes Best Score. The Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award, aka the Wicked Award. If the Globes only determine this based on the dollar gross, then obviously Inside Out would be taking this, but I think this award is a little bit more than just that simple. I think it's going to be about dollar gross plus the critical success of it, and Wicked is of course the one out of all of these that fits the bill the most. I think this is Wicked's to lose. Best Animated Feature, I really think this is a two-horse race between The Wild Robot and Flow. I don't see any of these other movies winning. Last year, the Globe shocked us and went with The Boy and the Heron over Spider-Verse, so there's a chance that they lean really international again and go with Flow here instead of The Wild Robot, but I don't really think Flow has as much going for it as The Boy and the Heron did last year. The Boy and the Heron had a great narrative of potentially being Hayao Miyazaki's final film in his career, so a lot of people really wanted to award him for that. Flow doesn't have that same narrative going for it here, so I think The Wild Robot is going to be the one to take this. It's probably going to be the most seen, the most generally appealing. I think The Wild Robot, it also got into score and it got into song. So I think The Wild Robot has the most going for it here, but there is that chance that they could go with the international pick this year of Flow. Best non-English language feature. Which one has a Best Picture nomination? Which one has 10 nominations? That's right, this is Emilia Perez's award. I could have seen All We Imagine Is Light putting up a fight if it got into Best Drama Picture, but it didn't. It was relegated to just Best Director, so I don't think it really stands as much of a chance, and none of the other ones after that have any chance, really. I really just think this is Emilia Perez's award very, very easily. Best Screenplay. As you're going to see, this video has a theme of how many awards can Emilia Perez steal to push itself into the winning conversation? And this is not one of those categories. I really think that this is between Anora and Conclave. A Real Pain has been losing steam as of late. The Substance, not a dialogue-driven movie, it's just more about how it's structured. And The Brutalist is going to be something that is an acting and directing thing and not a writing thing, so this is between Anora and Conclave. If Conclave is taking Drama Picture, I could see it winning Screenplay, but I just have a hard time believing it's going to be winning this Screenplay award over Anora, which just has been so dominant in the Screenplay category so far this award season. The Globe shocked us last year and went with Anatomy of a Fall, which was number 6 in predictions, so there is a chance they could throw a curveball in there again, but this really feels like Anora's award right here. Best Supporting Actor, I know a lot of people are going to look at this lineup and not hesitate at all and go with Kieran Culkin, and I can see why. Culkin has been dominating regionals so far. He has double-digit more wins than anyone else at these critics groups, so he really does make the most sense just off of where the race stands at the moment. But I think A Real Pain is losing steam and it might not make Best Picture at the Oscars. And do I really believe that Kieran Culkin is about to clean sweep this awards season with his film not getting into Best Picture? I really don't. So I honestly think there's a chance Guy Pearce might take this award. The Golden Globes membership is so much more international now than they were a couple years ago. I think Guy Pearce stands a chance to have the edge with them. He is an Australian actor after all, and if The Brutalist is going to have a strong presence with these voters, I think Guy Pearce might end up taking this. I am really 50-50 on it though, because Culkin really seems clearly ahead at the moment. He makes the most sense. You might be looking at me trying to reason Guy Pearce and think I am crazy. That's great. Go ahead and pick Kieran Culkin if you want whatever you're most comfortable with. But I really think this might be where the tides start to turn in Guy Pearce's favor and give him some momentum this award season. So I am going to go with Guy Pearce, although I am not confident on it at all. Supporting Actress has been the most hotly contested category here at the Golden Globes among people predicting the winners, and I can see why. It's between Zoe Saldana and Ariana Grande. Zoe Saldana, her performance is obviously going to have the international backing due to Emilia Perez's strength with the international voters. Ariana Grande has the big poppy performance. Everyone is just getting captured in her character and loving her in the film. So it makes sense why both of these actresses are the top two. There's no way anyone else in this category stands a shot to beat either of them. It really just comes down to who do you think this voting body is going to put their weight behind, and I think it is going to be Zoe Saldana. The fact that Emilia Perez had 10 nominations and Wicked only had 3, well, 4 if you count the box office award, only had that many nominations when some people are expecting it to get a director nomination as well, maybe a screenplay nomination. I think it's obvious that the Golden Globes voting body loves Emilia Perez. I think Zoe Saldana, because she is a veteran actress, so well respected among everyone really is also going to have a good narrative there to win on top of the international support. So I think Zoe Saldana is going to be able to eke out a win here. This is the place I am most confident in giving Saldana the award. So I'm going with Saldana, although it would not surprise me if Grande was still able to overcome that, just because of how endearing her performance was and how everyone loves her character. And sticking along the path of how many awards can Amelia Perez take, Best Actress in a Comedy Musical, I don't think Carla Sofia Gascon can take this award, even if Amelia Perez is able to win Best Director or Best Picture here. I don't think Actress is one that it takes. It doesn't need to win this award for it to win the big one. So I think Carla probably just doesn't do enough in Amelia Perez to secure the win against some of the competition. Cynthia Erivo, I know when I was making my nomination predictions video, I said there's a real chance Erivo could be the one to upset Mikey Madison here because of the insane surge of momentum that Wicked has. But I am starting to feel like that surge of momentum is starting to come down now. So I think that with that fading, Erivo probably does not stand to have much of a chance of winning this award. So then it really boils it down to Demi Moore versus Mikey Madison. I have seen a lot of people putting Demi Moore at number 1, and I just don't see it. I love The Substance so much. I would be thrilled with any win it got, but I just struggle to see this movie getting above the line wins. It's very safe for nominations at multiple precursors and the Oscars later on this year, but I just struggle to see it winning any of these. The fact that Demi Moore's screen time is so split with Margaret Qualley, the fact that she does not really do that much outside of the mirror scene that everyone remembers, I think she's going to struggle to take down Madison. So I just think with how strong Anora is as a film, it's so broadly loved by everyone, I think Mikey Madison still takes this. There has been some hesitation as to how strong of a frontrunner she is, and I think we're going to get that answer here at the Golden Globes, and that answer is going to be she's a strong frontrunner. I think Madison is going to be able to take this with Anora's strength. Sticking in comedy musical, Best Actor, this is a really tough one to call. You could go any one of 4 ways really with this, and I wouldn't really debate you on that. I mean, this is such a hard category to try and predict. I don't think Gabriel LaBelle or Jesse Plemons stand any chance to win this award. I think Glenn Powell, I see a lot of people predicting him. I think he's more of an old Globes thing. I think if we had the membership that we did 5 years ago, I would be predicting Glenn Powell all the way for this award, but I don't really see it with this new international voting body. Jesse Eisenberg probably makes the most sense to predict here. The Globes have a history of picking their Best Actor winners who are in Best Picture nominees. And of course, Eisenberg is the only one here in a Best Picture nominee, but we really can't rely that much on precedent when we have such a new voting membership here. So it's hard to look back at 2010 and draw a parallel to why Jesse Eisenberg is winning this award. So it's really hard to call. I really don't think Eisenberg ends up taking this at the end of the day. One, because of that international cinephile nature of this voting body, and 2, because he really hasn't been campaigning as an actor. He has been putting all of his time into campaigning as a writer and getting that screenplay nomination rather than campaigning as an actor and talking about his performance. There's obviously a chance that that doesn't end up mattering, and because he is in the Best Picture nominee, he takes this award, but I really struggle to see with how little campaigning he's doing for the Best Actor award, how he could take this. That really just leaves it up to Hugh Grant and Sebastian Stan, and I've been tossing and turning with this for a couple weeks now at this point. Hugh Grant really seems like he has a lot of momentum. He got into the Critics' Choice lineup of 6, which was a big surprise to me, but a welcome one. I think Hugh Grant's awesome in Heretic, and he has been hitting at a good amount of regional critics groups. But I think that this also feels like something the old Globes would have done. I just struggle to see the new Globes giving Hugh Grant for Heretic the award. So I'm kind of leaning in the direction of Sebastian Stan. You know, they gave Stan 2 nominations this year, one for A Different Man and one for The Apprentice. So they obviously really respect his body of work from this year. And I think the fact that he has a second nomination is going to push the Globes into giving him at least one award. So I think there's a good chance Stan takes this, with the fact that he has that second nomination and with the fact that A Different Man seems like that cinephile hit that this international body would like a lot. So I think Sebastian Stan may take this. There's a chance that I flip back to Hugh Grant and tell you guys in my reaction video if I do flip back to Hugh Grant, but for now I am going to stick with Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. Moving on to Best Actress Drama, this also 3-horse race. Angelina Jolie for Maria, Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Fernanda Torres, I really would like to see her win. I'm sure it's a very deserving performance. I have not seen the movie yet. I am very excited to, but I don't think she's going to take it at the end of the day. This is the same voting body that, even though they are so international, could not give the win to Sandra Hüller last year over Lily Gladstone. So I think that Fernanda Torres, because she isn't as strong as Sandra Hüller, the fact that her film isn't as strong as Anatomy of a Fall, she's probably not going to be able to take this award. So then it's really between Nicole Kidman and Angelina Jolie, 2 actresses who are their film's lone nominees. So it's really interesting that it's coming down to these 2 in my mind, and it's really just about which one I think is in the stronger role. I really struggle to see Nicole Kidman winning very many awards for Baby Girl. I know a lot of people really love her in this film, and I do too. She was excellent in Baby Girl, but I just struggle to see Nicole Kidman in an erotic thriller taking this award when not many people are really responding to Baby Girl as a film. It only has like a 3.3 on Letterboxd. The audience scores have been muted so far, so I think Baby Girl might just not be the vehicle to get Nicole Kidman another Golden Globe win. And you can look for a few years ago and tell me she won for Being the Ricardos. I recognize that. That was also a different voting body at that time. So I don't think Nicole Kidman is going to be able to take this over the really transformative and baity role that Angelina Jolie is in. Maria also has muted audience scores, and for good reason. It's a film that is leaving many people cold. So there is a door open for either Kidman or Torres to win this, but I think Angelina is just going to be too strong in how transformative of a role it is. It is some career best work for her, even though that I don't think she stands to have a chance to win the Oscar. She feels like the strongest for the nomination here in the drama category, so I'm going to stick with Angelina. Best Drama Actor, I am really confident in my prediction of Adrien Brody here. I don't think Domingo stands a chance with how bad Sing Sing did with this voting body. I don't think Ralph Fiennes gives the performance necessary to win the award. It's a very safe nomination, but he's not going to be winning many things this award season. And Timothée Chalamet, like Glenn Powell, feels like such an old Globes pick. Once again, if this was the same voting body from a few years ago, I would be predicting Chalamet here, but because they are different, it really feels like The Brutalist is going to be a film that they respond to quite a lot, and with how towering Brody's performance is in the film, it really makes the movie what it is. I think the Globes go with Adrien Brody and cement him as the front runner for award season. Best Director, this I really think is also a 3-horse race here. I think people are underestimating Jacques Audiard's ability to win here. I think there is a chance he takes it, and it's making me really scared about, is Amelia Perez going to be able to take this and Comedy Picture and cement itself as top 2 in the awards race for the Oscar? So I'm concerned about what happens here in director. If they call this category earlier on the night and they say Jacques Audiard's name, I'm going to know that Amelia Perez wins comedy musical feature because of that international support. So I'm looking out for Audiard. I don't really think Baker takes this. I do think he obviously has a chance, but I'm honestly thinking Audiard might be even stronger than Baker here at the Globes due to the membership. But I think what ultimately keeps Audiard from winning Best Director here is Brady Corbet. Because The Brutalist is going to be so dominant, I feel, here at the Golden Globes, and because The Brutalist is such a director's movie, it is Brady Corbet's vision pulling it along. How you make this towering epic for $6 million, everything just at the highest of levels. I think Brady Corbet takes director. If The Brutalist is taking all these other awards, I don't see why he would not be taking this award. So I'll go right into Best Drama Picture. I know a lot of people are trying to put Conclave at number 1 because they're trying to find the alternative to The Brutalist. They're trying to predict that The Brutalist is just going to be too challenging for people. I don't really see it. I especially don't see it here. I think the old Globes might have gone with Conclave in Picture Screenplay, but I don't see that happening. I don't even see it winning Screenplay, so I don't see why it would win Best Drama Picture. I think this is just going to be the Brutalist Award. I don't think it's going to have too much of a tough time winning that many categories. I think Supporting Actor is obviously its most shaky, but I honestly feel really good about it winning Picture, Director, Actor, and Score. All of the ones outside of Brutalist and Conclave stand no chance. Dune, Misdirector, A Complete Unknown just isn't the type of film to take picture awards. And Nickel Boys and September 5 got Lone Picture nominations, so they don't have a chance. I really think this is the Brutalist's award. And moving on to one of the closest races is Comedy Picture. A lot of people want to put The Substance at 1 because they want to say it's top 3, top 4, top 5 for the Oscar. I don't really think a body horror movie is about to win Best Picture at any of these major awards bodies. I think it's cool that it has such a good win presence at some regionals, but I don't think that is going to translate to Globes Critics' Choice, yada yada. Wicked, alongside what I said about Arrivo when my nomination video came out, I thought Wicked could possibly be the one to take Best Picture from Anora here. I don't really think that anymore. I think with that wave starting to fade, I think the fact that this voting body, as I have said numerous times so far this video, is a very international cinephile crowd. There's going to be quite a few people who don't vote for Wicked because it is a big American blockbuster. So I think it comes down to Anora and Amelia Perez, really. And like I said in director, if Jacques Audiard is taking that category, then I would expect Amelia Perez to win Best Comedy Musical. But because I don't think Audiard is winning that, and I think Anora still is going to be the most broadly loved film here, I think Anora still wins, still holds off that Amelia Perez surge. As we know, last year, Barbie had the most nominations with 9, and it was not able to beat Poor Things for Best Picture. I think that might be a similar story here, where Amelia Perez has a record-setting 10 nominations and just isn't able to quite get that top prize. So I think Anora, at the end of the day, ends up winning Best Comedy Picture here and stays strong as the frontrunner for many people because of its ability to hold off so many of these other contenders. So those are my Golden Globes predictions, everybody. What did you think about my predictions? What are you predicting differently? Do you think The Brutalist is going to be able to dominate? What do you think about the battle between Anora and Amelia Perez for some of these categories? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, if you liked what you saw here today and you'd like to see more, subscribe to follow the odyssey that is Oscar season.